Hey everyone. Alright, I'm just gonna jump right in and say that today I'm releasing my first ever online bass course. I know from experience how frustrating it can be to want to get better at bass but have no idea what to practice. Trust me, it took me 20 years and well over 20,000 hours to get to where I am now. I could have progressed so much more quickly if I had a clear path to follow, and that's why I created Mastering the Masters. But before I go into more detail on the course itself, I want to tell you the story behind it because it's actually a very personal course to me, and I think that you should know the people and the events that inspired it. In 2011, so 13 years ago, I was actually at university in England for physics. I was always pretty good at science in school, and from a young age I've been interested in space, planets, and how things work, and so I thought maybe physics would be a good thing to do at university. But while I was there, I was playing in a band and I couldn't resist going to the practice room at least an hour per day. I didn't have a teacher at this point, and so even though I was practicing quite a lot, I actually wasn't really improving at all. There weren't really any good bass lesson videos on YouTube at this point, and so I was kind of just playing the same songs and exercises over and over again. I knew I didn't have technique as great as Victor Wooten or a tone that sounded as clean as Marcus Miller, but I also had basically no idea how to get to their level, and so I assumed there must just be something wrong with my brain or my hands or my bass. That all completely changed when I went to Berklee College of Music in Boston and met Jim Stenersen.
Here we go, Charles. Charles, let's play some bebop. Outline those chords. All right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Charles, that's outstanding!
Throughout my life, I'd always just assumed that my musical potential had a ceiling, but Jim showed me that at the very least, the ceiling was way higher than I'd imagined. He made me realize that the incredible slap technique of Victor Wooten, the amazing improvised solos of Jacko, the beautiful bass lines of James Jamerson, these are all skills that can be broken down into bite-sized chunks, and Jim was the teacher I needed to show me how to do that. His method for guiding me from intermediate to advanced bassist can be summed up as copying the masters, and that's why I called my course Mastering the Masters. I couldn't see the way forward before, but he suddenly illuminated the path towards bass mastery, and now that I could see it, I had the motivation to practice like crazy. For the next 4 years, I practiced about 6 hours per day. I did scales and exercises, both taps and fingerstyle, etudes, I transcribed bass lines from all of the great bassists, and I worked through Jim's books where he would analyze great bassists. It's safe to say I was pretty obsessed with improving my playing, and I was really enjoying every moment of it. Even the hard moments where I was coming to the end of a 5-hour practice session in a tiny, cramped little practice room, I still had a clear vision of where I wanted to go, and that made it all worth it. This clarity of what I needed to do in order to improve was such a relief after years of being lost, and it's exactly what I'm going to give you in Mastering the Masters. So there's 10 lessons in the course, and each one focuses on a bassist who I've studied religiously at some point over the last 20 years. They're all bassists who've had a huge influence on my playing, people like Victor Wooten, Marcus Miller, Flea, Cliff Burton, Henrik Lindner. I actually sent the Henrik lesson to Henrik himself, and he called me the second best to teach his licks after him, so that's okay with me. So in each lesson I break down the main playing techniques of each bassist, their music theory and composition techniques, how to achieve their tone, and a lot more. And to make things fun and give you a really clear goal to aim for, each lesson ends with a short exercise that I wrote using all of the techniques of that bassist. And of course, tabs and high quality backing tracks are provided for every exercise. Unfortunately, Jim passed away about 4 years ago, but I still hear his voice in my head almost every day and put his lessons into practice. There's no better way to transition from an intermediate to an advanced bassist than to learn the secrets of the masters. But we can't do it alone. Jim Stenersen illuminated the path for me, and now I want to do the same for you and save you thousands of hours of searching in the dark. So if you want to take your playing to the next level as fast as possible by mastering the masters, click the link below and I'll see you there. Thank you all so much for watching, have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next video. you.